Well, hello, my fellow sensitive people. It is I, Whimsy, your favorite. Well, I don't know what you want to call me. I'm your favorite Whimsy. How you doing, folks? Let's take a seat. Let's come together and let's have a conversation. So, I think we need to talk a little bit about where we're at. I think we need to talk a little bit about how we got here and where we're headed. Let's stand back and let's try and look at this situation objectively. For a very, very long time, the business world has been trying to save money. They've been trying to save on taxes, basically looking at legal ways to be criminals, legal ways that they don't have to pay their taxes. It's like the 1980s, only 10 times worse. In the 1980s, there were a lot of conferences, right? The conferences of the 80s and 90s, they still have them, where you could be successful in real estate. You could get rich. You could avoid your taxes. And so people would go to these conferences where they would learn how to game the system and not pay their taxes. And who would show up in the real estate world? Who would show up to teach you basically how to be a criminal legally? Donald Trump. He was always one of the guest speakers. And people sat around and, aren't we smart? Aren't we clever? We're not going to pay our taxes. You little, small, insignificant waitresses, women, we'll get the women. Poor servants, we'll get you to pay our taxes for us. And it was a big laugh and everybody had a good joke. And they put their money in Panama papers. They sent it to the Cayman Islands and they invested in foreign real estate and foreign money. Then, in order to hide their criminal activities, they went a step further and they started to create digital coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum so that they could smuggle and transfer money outside the United States, engage in illegal activities, drugs, etc. And it became this cat and mouse game between the FBI, the feds, and these criminal elements that were making big money, yachts in Florida, more money than they knew what to do with. It wasn't even real money because it was Bitcoin. But the consequences of all this pirating of US resources, and to be clear, that's what it is. These people are pirates. What that did was that put the US in basically bankruptcy to the tune of, excuse me, trillions of dollars in personal debt because so many people don't want to pay their taxes. And now in the US, we have a dire situation where we need to come up with a bunch of money real quick. And so what happened? The pirates that have been ripping us off for the last 20, 30 years, which is why we're 2 trillion or how many trillion in debt, they decided that the brilliant thing to do was that the pirates were going to rob our treasury. So the people that didn't want to pay taxes, that invested in getting foreign workers out of China because they didn't want to pay US wages, or they shipped foreign workers in, they're now ransacking the treasury, and they're doing it openly. As for the people that are being approved by the House of Representatives, they're rapists. They're accused rapists, domestic violence, drugs and alcohol. They've openly been shown to be addicts. Rodney Jackson was the doctor out of White House, got kicked out for giving them all drugs. So we have a bunch of criminals and drug addicts and rapists, pirates pillaging our treasury, after they did everything in their power for decades not to pay our taxes, which led to the situation we're currently in, giving tax breaks to their friends. How bad is it? How bad could it get? I don't think it could get worse. When what's the biggest problem as I see as a remote viewer? When criminals lie to themselves and tell you that they're doing you a favor by robbing your bank account. I'm helping you. It's the ultimate gaslighting when you think about it. We're doing this to help you. I'm stealing your money from US aid to help you. Where's the thanks and gratitude for me stealing from US aid to pay bills that are due because of our actions, because we didn't pay our taxes? Now, US aid is corrupt. The Democrats did research for years to point out, hey, we got a problem with people that are hacking out of North Korea, money getting in the hands of the wrong people like the Taliban. So you're not telling the Democrats anything new because they were the ones that commissioned a lot of the studies. Look what happened. Yes, we know what happened. We're concerned about it as Democrats, which is why we did the research to try and make sure that the money was getting, what happened to the women in that Taliban took the money out of Afghanistan. We knew this. We knew there were problems with USA. That's why we did the studies, wanted to make sure that, what do you think, that we don't want women to get educated? I mean, this is not about the Democrats giving money to bad people or anything like that. This is about, to be clear, what is happening here. Pirates are pilfering from the US Treasury to pay the deficit because they don't want to pay their taxes. Let's be clear about that. If you really wanted to save money, Elon Musk, you would have gone to the Pentagon. I have no doubts there are problems with US aid and that we have been hacked by North Korea, and that in unstable governments, we're going to see resources being stolen from the people. We knew this. We've known this for a long time. It's always a challenge for US aid to get to the right people. What do you think? You're telling the Democrat? Since when have you been involved in US aid, Elon Musk? Since when have you been involved in charity? The President of the United States has been accused of stealing from multiple charities, which is why he can't run a charity in New York, and neither can Ivanka or any of your friends. You're not charitable people. So the fact that you would be going into these charities is in and of itself pretty disgusting. I think we need to do the empath's prayer. I think it's going to go from bad to worse. I think our feds, our government and our courts can try and protect us, but they control the elections by blocking who can vote. They took control of the Senate and House by controlling the vote, and now they control the media to control your mind so that you can't think for yourself. People on X and Twitter lapping up like puppies everything that comes out of Elon Musk's mouth. No fact checking. He just says whatever he likes and people believe it. And now we have a situation. We have a very dangerous situation. So I was asked, do you stay and do you fight, or do you leave the United States? What's the future of the US dollar at this point? Does the US dollar have a future? Because if everybody's going to Bitcoin, what's the future of the US? It means goodbye US dollar. Everybody who got involved in Bitcoin didn't even think about what the ethical consequences were going to be for the United States. No moral compass whatsoever. No awareness that you have to feed the democracy if you want the democracy to survive. If you starve the democracy will die. It's everybody out for himself. You're going to go and get yours. You're going to take care of your needs. You're going to go get that Bitcoin. You're going to get that Ethereum, and to hell with everybody else. And you're going to be like a bandit, and you're going to leave the United States and settle wherever. Is that what we're looking at? Is that what I'm looking at? Because goodbye to our retirement if it's in US dollars. If the US dollar tanks, you're not going to retire anywhere because nobody's going to want your dollar. So you're going to be stuck with the only choice you have left, which is to go to a digital coin if you want to leave the United States. And the only problem is you're in the game too late, honey, because we got the coin. We bought Bitcoin when it was $10 a coin. And you're going to buy it at 100K? Right? How do we protect ourselves from this madness? Let's do the empath's prayer. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively as a community, we say amen. Let's do some cards on this. There's truth to everything. There's truth on all sides. But nothing is more horrible than somebody that twists the truth or takes aspects of the truth in order to benefit themselves. And the greatest lie that these people are telling themselves and the world is that they are good. I'm a good person. I'm doing this because I'm a good person. Every single man that has gotten into this administration, and let's be clear, they're mostly men because they don't like women very much, other than when they're interested in stealing their thesis. They'll take your data. They know you're, but that's about all they're going to do for you. Yeah. The women who've been forgotten in history. You know that there's on a side note, this has been going on for so long, so much buried truths, so many horrible things that have happened in the world, and we'll never know about it. But F. Scott Fitzgerald probably never wrote a book. There's an example. It's unlikely that F. Scott Fitzgerald was a writer. Okay, folks, he couldn't write. And his wife threatened to tell everybody that she was the author. She got to drinking and she became emotionally unstable. So he had her committed and he had her get a frontal lobotomy. And unfortunately, when you do that, a person can't write. And it's the craziest thing. After Fitzgerald's wife got that lobotomy, he never wrote again. We see your game. The lie people like this pirates tell themselves, whether they're pilfering from another artist or pilfering from the treasury or pilfering, I'm a good person. I'm doing this to help. I love my wife, Zelda. Was that her name? Well, that no one's going to publish under a female. No one will buy the book because you're a female. We'll publish under your husband. Then I'll get all the credit. I can hang out and spend your money. Get all the applause. And then if you threaten to tell people the truth, I'm going to, give you a lobotomy. So America. F. Scott Fitzgerald never wrote a damn thing. And we need to start everything that was written by his wife. It needs to be now published under her name. Oh, we can prove it. But that's another example because her early writings were published and it's the same style before she was involved with him. Yeah, what were his early writings? You know, he was inspired after he met Zelda. It's the strangest thing. The biggest lie that bad people tell themselves is that they are good. Cognitive dissonance. We're dealing with cognitive dissonance. They're stealing your stuff and telling themselves it's for your own good because you're crazy. You need to be controlled, right? That's basically the gaslighting of America. We're helping you, Zelda, as they march you off to the mental hospital to have your brain taken out. That's basically what we're looking at, is an American version of a lobotomy, like what they did to Zelda Fitzgerald when she threatened to expose him. She wrote The Great Gatsby. She was the Great Gatsby. She believed in the green light. She believed that men could be good. Come on. I need to believe that all men aren't assholes. Well, unfortunately, Zelda, you found out the hard way when they cut your brain in half. They steal ideas. And then they pat themselves on the back. We are in trouble, America. We are in trouble. So where we are at right now, shady finances, 2 of Pentacles, back and forth. I'm going to take money from USAID and I'm going to give it over here, give it over there. And I got all this money and I get to do things with it. 2 of Pentacles is the con man. He throws money back and forth. You pick the walnut shell. And you hope you find the pea underneath, right? We are in a situation where we are creating even more of a Gulliver's travel for ourselves. The restriction of Gulliver's travels, because we don't have the resources now to even get out of the situation that these nut jobs, drug addicted, and that's another thing you'll find with psychopaths and sociopaths, is that you have 50% of them are addicted to some kind of a substance, right? There's a 50% correlation with personality disorders, drug and alcohol abuse. So most of them have a drug alcohol abuse problem. We have this restriction now. Americans are going to become even more restricted. The first house for us is mastery over the situation. So you have masters that are coming in and they're looking. You've got the whiz kids. You've got computer geniuses. 19-year-old in control of the government coming in, hacking. Look, I'm glad they're catching North Koreans, but we already had a system in place for this. We didn't need this big drama to take place in order to deal with the fact that North Korea was hacking we knew this crap. Oh, you're going to teach it to the, God. So we have this mastery coming over, and then the crossing is a new beginning for America. The masters are coming in. What is above us? Resources, funding, and investing of the new green economy. This happens over and over and over again as I fly into what we are constructing. We are constructing a new economy on top of this one. It's to replace this, and it's all green, 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 green. We can't export things to other countries if they're not green because of the Paris Accords. So whether we want to agree, if it's great, we don't want to agree with the Paris Accords, and no one's going to purchase our stuff if it's toxic. Because of the people, we've got 10 years to turn this around in terms of the planet, or we won't be able to breathe the air. The ratios of the oxygen ratios, we're going to be living in a gas chamber if we don't change things up. So you have this energy coming in the future of 7 of Pentacles. What we are sitting in, a decision must be made. We have to bypass what's happening in DC. They are ransacking. The pirates will take whatever they will take. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. In fact, quite the opposite. They're blaming you for the fact that they ripped us off and left us bankrupted. I don't know about you, but I pay my taxes. I pay a lot. And from what I understand, they're getting all kinds of benefits, right? So who's really restricted here when you use the too much regulation? There's too much regulation. Oh my God, I can't get anything done. These little Putins are taking control of me. I gotta get, what I need to get control of the situation is I need another pirate. He gets me, right? The pirate gets me. He gets me. We're going to go into that treasury. Yeah, we're going to do what we've always done. There's the pirate, and we're going to go and get what belongs to us. Yeah. So, a judgment in the future over the economy, unhealthy. We are in a sick situation, an inverted Archangel Raphael. We are in trouble. We are sick. This indicates sickness. There's a sickness, and where we are headed, good stars lay ahead for the future of the country. That surprises me considering everything we're going through right now. But they're saying even this is bad, but something good is coming. The old ways are gone. Endings. The opposition at this time, 3 of Wands. Smoother is looking for the horizon, what they can take. The good thing is they're going to start slashing Pentagon. We have no choice because we don't have any money. We have to pay back. They're right about this. The best thing that's going to come from it is that the new green economy is it's cost effective, and we're probably going to denuke because everybody wants it, and because we haven't used a nuclear weapon since August of 1945, and it cost us $30 billion to keep these old tankers around, and we don't even fight like this anymore. Final outcome, we feel that we will be betrayed by the person. Our own country will betray us. 10 of Swords. Oh no, that's the hopes and fears. Thank God. It's not the outcome. Hopes and fears that we will be betrayed and stabbed in the back by our own country. Thought it was the outcome. The outcome, lies. Inverted Archangel Michael is inverted. We're losing the war because of lies. We've got to get control. We've got to find out what the truth is, and we've got to speak truth to power. 6 of Cups. They're going to start losing the people. We're starting to see, come back to the Republicans, come back to us. The people in power, they will try to win us back. We're done with them. So, Trump, I'm telling you, by April, he is in the tanks. Hopes and fear, the destiny, and then the final outcome for the world, a heavy load lay ahead. 10 of Wands. I think we'll switch over to the new green economy. I think people are going to lose their. I don't see this being sustainable. I don't see this presidency being sustainable. I don't see what Elon Musk is doing being sustainable. I think that we will come back to balance. We will come back to balance. And part of coming back to balance means that some good will come, which is that they will slash the Pentagon. We do need to audit USA aid to make sure that the good people get the money, which is why the Democrats paid for those audits. Hello. Don't steal our material and then don't do that. Yeah, so we did that. You have people that are very proactive about making sure that the funds, that the charity money gets to the people. This was Harris's baby. VP Harris, she was really strong on that the money has to get to the people. So the very people that they're attacking, like VP Harris, are the people, this is her passion, is to make sure the money gets to the. That's what I mean by that we're being gaslit. So, which is why she would have been a great president and why we voted for her. I did anyway. Some of you didn't. I understand that, but that was why I voted for her. Is this is to make sure the money gets to the people. And unfortunately, what we're seeing here, the only way to come out of this is that there will be a reaction to what is happening. It will be stopped. But the good that will come from this is that we will begin to slash weapons. We will We will pare down the Pentagon in more effective ways that will be good for the economy. And this process of chaos will come to an end in about 4 or 5 months. Something happens. And I simply do not feel that this presidency is sustainable. All right. I want to thank you all for watching this video. Be sure and share, like, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. If you need to see me as a naturopathic physician, or if you need to see me for a medical intuitive reading or tarot reading, you can find all that information below. Be kind to all so that all will be kind to you too. God bless. Peace out. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.